Good evening and welcome everybody to another episode of Travel Talk. I'm your host Mickey Mark, and joining me as always my co-host from the East Coast, Mr. Neverland Nate.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, bro. How are you?
How's Texas?
Hot.
Is it
With a
hot?
capital H.
Wow, yeah. It's nice
Yeah, I
up
think
here
we hit.
today. Was beautiful.
I think we hit 101 today was the official high. So, I don't know if you remember back a few months ago we had that freak natural disaster called winter.
Yeah.
And the whole power grid issue. So the company or whatever, the regulatory commission, ERCOT, says, hey, we need you guys to conserve electricity. I'm like, it's 100 degrees out. And they're like, yeah,
Right.
we need you to put your thermostats to 85. I'm like, yeah, okay, in the winter. So I don't know. I'm sure you've seen Pawn Stars, right? So there's a meme going around. It says that ERCOT says, please put your thermostats to 78, and it's got a picture of Rick from Pawn Stars. He's like, yeah, the best I can do is 72.
That's good.
So
That's a good
yeah,
one.
man. But it's warm. Summer's officially here. Well, the rain's gone, so we're drying out. But you know what? It's all right. It's brighter days ahead and sunnier days ahead, especially for those on the east and west coast, because we've got some really cool information and announcements to share with everybody tonight. So,
Yep.
and you are going to be down at the House of Mouse in literally less than 72 hours.
Yeah. Yep. I'll be at Universal first for 2 days, and then I'm going over to the House of the Mouse. Yep.
Yeah, so that's going to be exciting. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. I can't wait. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
can't-
I really can't wait to get out of here. It's gonna be a good time. Do some investigating. I got to get a lot of pictures. That's really the thing. I need a lot more pictures, like of just stuff.
Just
down
stuff,
there.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
B-roll footage and stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you.
Yep.
I got you. Well, joining us again for the third week in a row are a good buddy MVP Pat from
Hooray.
Jersey.
I wish I had a
Yeah.
bell. I would start ringing it. It'd be like, ding, ding, you made it. You're on the third show. Good job.
Going on, guys?
Welcome back. No,
Thank
man,
you.
it's just another week. Another bombshell news update from Disney,
Yeah.
from Universal, from pretty much everywhere in the travel industry. This past week has been really, really just booming, right?
We did say, all of us did say last week that there was going to be something this week. This week was going to be
yesterday was
week
the
of-
magic day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sure it was. So I mean, let's just start off with it, right? So the big news that was dropped just yesterday is this. I'm just going to play it and show you guys.
Yep.
Ready to begin, let the wonder take hold.
So there it is, July 1st. Fireworks are going to be back at the Walt Disney World Resort, specifically at the Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Nightly shows of Happily Ever After and Epcot Forever, slightly modified, of course, will be taking place at the Walt Disney World Resort. And then July 4th, Independence Day, the West Coast will begin their
Disneyland,
nightly fireworks show at Disneyland. So great news. Last week we kind of called it, right? We said July, middle of July. Some of us had July 4th. It was a 50-50, right? So it's going to happen, right? Pat, I think Pat had the over-under on that one. I think he was the closest, right? So,
Yeah,
okay.
definitely
Yeah.
did.
Let's put it
But
this way.
that-
All I know is that news made my trip upcoming so much better.
Oh, dude. I get goosebumps just talking about it, right?
See,
So,
here's-
like, I
so here-
cannot wait.
So here's the thing. I was supposed to check out on the 1st. My
Yeah.
reservation is already till the 2nd. So
Oh,
we
that's
found
what's
out
up.
about this and we were like, well, let's just stay till the 2nd then. And
Absolutely.
the only park we could book was Epcot. But then I got to thinking, we're staying at Wilderness Lodge. So if I want to see the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, I just got to go back to the bar. You
Yeah,
know what I
right,
mean? I
just-
can watch them from right there.
Guys are pointing,
then-
right? Just hang out. Yeah.
But
Here's something else.
Epcot could be sick, especially because it's new and they've
Brand
got all
new.
that new,
Well, that's the thing. We don't know if they're going to be using all of the harmonious structures for the Epcot Forever, but we do know that the jet skis and the kites are not going to be used. So in a exchange of that, they're going to be using some of those elements from Harmonious to kind of
Right.
add some flair to the show. But what they're going to use, we still don't know. We know the testing that's been happening over the past few
Well,
weeks.
again,
So.
I'd rather not deal with traffic. I'd rather not deal with any of that stuff. So I
Sure.
really might just go over to, just go hang out at, because I love watching the fireworks from Wilderness Lodge or, Poly, same thing. Watch it from the beach at Poly and something like that. But yeah, I'm excited. So now I'll be there for like the first night.
And
I don't think
little
I'm
known
going to
fact-
I don't think I'm gonna run to the park to try to get a pin. You know what I mean for fireworks coming back because it's gonna be a nightmare.
Oh, if you don't have a reservation already for July 1st,
Oh yeah,
gone.
no.
You don't have it.
Well,
Yeah, and
I
you
don't
know what?
man.
That's going to be
I
the true
wouldn't
test.
say that.
Oh, well, it's going to be the true test if they
I
do
think-
sell out of all
I
the
think-
passes.
I think they're not done with their announcements. I don't think
I
they're
don't think
done.
so either.
Oh,
I don't think
Not
so
with
either.
June.
Yeah.
Not in June. No.
No, for sure.
Maybe
So
not
we're only
this week.
halfway. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. We got tomorrow and Friday still, right? Remember what happens on Thursdays and Fridays usually? Big
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yep.
so yeah, what I was saying was that even if they sell out all the park passes, that's going to be the true test if park hopping will be quote unquote allowed, because everybody's going to want to either go to Epcot or to Magic Kingdom to hop the night of the first.
Well, I mean,
Because they're going to want to be there.
I know 2 agents that booked trips since they mentioned it. I know 2 last night that booked trips down, staying at Pop Century, got into Epcot for Monday, and then are gonna leave and just go wait at Magic Kingdom around 12:30 to see what's going on. And I was like, 12:30, it's gonna be back to Grand Floridian the line. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. They may
yeah,
start a contemporary. And
I
then
don't know if
loop
I'd
all
want
the
to
way
fight
back.
that crowd. And I usually do Magic Kingdom on my last day, just because to say
Yeah.
goodbye, that kind of
Absolutely.
stuff. But
You really now get the true kiss goodnight because you'll be able to have it right
yeah,
there.
but I don't, like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna try to brave that with the kids. You know what I mean? And go try. That'd be rough. That would be
Hey,
rough.
Geyser Point, just hang out.
Oh yeah, man, I'll
up a
kick
chair.
back. Let me do something.
Hit me again, bartender.
Yeah, man. They make some
Yeah.
strong drinks over there. It's a good time.
Now, what we haven't heard though is anything from Universal's side about their nighttime entertainment. So
Right.
it was kind of crazy to see Disney make the first move on that, but we know that everybody's been asking for it since last July. When
Right.
is it coming back? When is it coming back? Right. So now we've got it. July 1st, 2 weeks away. It's going to be just completely. I can't wait. Right. I'm already speechless and haven't even seen the first show yet. So
I just think that they're being so and I think we talked about this last week. They're just being very aggressive with their releases. Like, this isn't Disney like. Disney's very soft spoken, very
oh yeah,
we're gonna roll this out at some
like they
point,
draw it out, right?
and it's been like quiet, boom, quiet, but and it's just well, okay, and trying to keep
Maybe-
up, and the thing is they're not dropping it to just us. They're not. We're getting it as soon as you guys are. Like, it's
Yeah,
hitting
I mean,
social media as
It's like,
soon
hey,
as it's hitting our
4:58.
emails.
You going about to leave the office? Nah.
Right? Yeah.
No, sorry.
So-
Let me just drop this bombshell in your lap. Oh, by the way.
Yep.
That's what I'm expecting tomorrow, and honestly, that's what I'm expecting Friday. I'm expecting to be in the office late Friday because something huge is going to drop. We don't know what it is. Obviously, all this is speculation, but we've been pretty spot on recently with our hints. So
Which calls have been coming? At
yeah,
least.
yeah. So I'm not saying we're batting 1,000 here, but we're
Dude,
definitely we're in the high 300s, right?
There's so many rumors right now. It's tough. It's tough to keep up with. What to believe, what not. If the one rumor I would say is the one that's going to probably pan out is this Lightning deal.
I
The
think that's
Lightning
yeah.
Pass. I think that's coming. I think that's replacing and somehow.
In addition to whatever, right?
The Fast Pass situation, or how we look at Fast Pass, I guess is what I was thinking. I'm just afraid of some of the rumors about like cost and stuff like that, because
I've
everybody
seen some
knows if you
exorbitant
want fast
costs, right?
passes,
Yeah.
if you want fast passes, or if you want to skip the line, you go to Universal the day of or in advance, and you get their express pass. But it's it's what $120 extra.
Put it this way:
It's a
the
lot.
$50 a person per day fee that they were doing the club level promo for, or the pilot,
Right.
that's cheap
Right.
compared to what they're thinking
Exactly.
about charging. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just going to say that was cheap. And some people said that was expensive, pay to play. No, that ain't expensive.
For
What they're
3
thinking
more,
about-
it's really not.
no.
You'd pay that to do, if you think about life just in general, not being at a
Yeah.
theme park and hot dogs are $6. Or, actually, they're only like $4.50, but that if you don't think with that mentality, it's like $10 for me to skip and do something that I love to do. Like, why would you not pay $10 to do that? You know what I
Right,
mean? And,
exactly.
or
Yep.
experience that sooner. So
Yep. I think another big announcement we may hear, and may even this week, is Casey's Corner reopening. So There's been some
Yeah.
buzz around that, right? So
See,
fireworks are back. You got to have Casey's Corner because
so
everybody
there
wants
was
a
a
hot
ton of
dog or
hype on
something,
Casey's
right?
Corner a few months ago, if you guys remember. They were
Yep.
talking. Oh, they put down social distancing markers outside,
Yep.
like going into it from both sides. So you can go in from Main Street or you can go in from Emporium.
Yep.
And they had set up distancing markers, and then we were down there and walking through Emporium. You couldn't walk out the back, and there was like a big kiosk of clothes.
Yeah,
Right
they
there
got it
in that
blocked
like
off.
little circle, like restaurant area or dining area that they have with the high tops.
Yep.
So I thought that was really weird. I thought that was really just. I was like, no, it's not this. It's not coming back. It's not here yet. But I wanted to smell those corn dogs, man. Corn dog nuggets and fries. I'm going right for it. And just,
I mean, let's be honest. During fireworks, that quick service probably does more revenue than it does all day. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of people that are getting treats for their kids, the drinks,
man, I'm
the hot
telling you, that
dogs,
place
fries,
is steady
whatever.
all the time. I don't
Sure.
ever see that place slow anymore. Or
No.
when it was open up until the end. I mean, the lines, they have to rope it off outside, rope it off and come all the way around. That's crazy.
I think what they're going to do, if anything,
They've got like
they're
10
gonna,
lines in there too.
well,
Like,
that's the
there's
thing is
so
they're
many
going to
order windows.
eliminate all the registers and order windows, I think, and they're just going to do like everything else, mobile order only, right? And it's going to just in and out because that thing is not big enough to hold more than 20, 30 people. And that
Yeah,
place
I
is
know, but
elbows
they
to
try to
elbows,
produce
right?
like
So-
120 people at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then
So,
and then you got 15 people trying to get napkins. Everyone's doing this to get out of the way. Handing
and then
people
some
straws.
person comes in with a double stroller. They're like, really? Come on.
right. Get out. Get out.
I just look at it and I'm like, no,
Go wait outside the Emporium. I'll be with you in a minute.
exactly not happening.
Give me some relish. I
So
do
the
like
other-
their dogs of the day though, the hot dog of the month.
Yeah.
I've definitely there was a few times being like, oh, I'm gonna try it. Oh, I did every one, and they're tough. They're tough. Like the one was covered in like mac and
Cheetos.
cheese, Cheetos, and
Yeah.
like that swizzle cheese. You know, the stuff that just pours from
plastic
a
stuff.
spoon. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And like you pick it up and the hot dog's, it's this big and you're trying to hold it, yeah, and it's just all over you and you can't fit that in your mouth anyway. It's this much food,
Not without getting it all over your face and shirt and everywhere else. Yep.
exactly. Then it just falls in the fries, and that's just more stuff to dip the fries in. So you guys know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. So the other big news that dropped yesterday, if you didn't know from our last show, is Disney relaxed the face mask policy, both in California and Walt Disney World. So effective June 15th, 2021, if you're watching this on replay, masks are no longer required for fully vaccinated guests anywhere on Walt Disney World property, except for the Disney transportation, which applies to the monorail, the Skyliner, and the Disney buses. Now, it does not apply to the ferries or water taxis because those are open air, transportation methods.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it on there. So, some things to kind of want to point out. We talked about this earlier in the week. Is the wording and the way Disney's kind of put it out there, right? So, let me just read to you California's policy and how it differs from Walt Disney World. So, California says Disneyland Resort requires face coverings are no longer required for fully vaccinated guests, both indoors and outdoors. Guests ages 2 and up who are not fully vaccinated must continue to wear face coverings indoors except when dining. Now, that last sentence, guests ages 2 and up, only applies to the Disneyland Resort. So if you flip back over to Walt Disney World Resort, their official policy says fully vaccinated guests aren't required to wear it, and it says guests that are not fully vaccinated, and it just says guests. It doesn't specify an age. It doesn't say anything else. It just says guests that are fully not must continue to wear a face covering indoors.
I said it's their wording, man. They're doing this on purpose.
Yes. So, and both West Coast and East Coast, they're not policing it. So Disney's not standing at the door saying, "Hey, show me your vaccine card." You know what I mean? They ain't got time for that, right? They're not doing it. It's actually quote unquote illegal in Florida.
Absolutely. And you will.
By DeSantis.
They even said you will not be asked to provide proof. Now, regarding what Disneyland is saying is that guests 2 and older that are not vaccinated have to wear. So
basically 2 to 11.
Right, because they can't be vaccinated.
Correct.
there's no
But,
vaccination.
why Florida doesn't say that specific verbiage is
Well,
really interesting.
That's what
right?
I'm getting at. That's what
Yeah.
I said last week, is that they didn't say, because if kids have to wear it indoors, the parents are going to wear it indoors just to prove a point to the kids that we've got to follow rules. We've got to,
Right.
this is what's happening. This is what we have to deal with and live with and all that. So, but yeah, very, very weird how Disneyland said one thing with their wording and Disney World did not even follow suit with that and just kind of said, so we've been following a lot of posts because there's been a lot of questions. A lot of people are all over social media asking, what's going on? People who are on the street. Charlie, are you with me? Okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
But they're saying that people have asked and were told, no, the kids do not have to wear masks. I can't attest to that. I will not say if it was like who I don't know who said it.
I've
but on
seen plenty
social
of
media, what I've
lives.
read.
Yeah. I've seen plenty of people go live, and there's kids literally that are clearly not 12 years old and are walking around without masks in queue lines, whatever. So,
Yep. Yeah. But also, I'm hearing that there are people, a decent amount of people, still adhering to the mask policy. Protecting themselves, protecting others.
Absolutely.
If they're not feeling it. So,
right.
But yeah, so there's a lot going on down there as far as masks goes, and not a lot of masks going on. So yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
So let's look at this little video that was sent to me by a friend of mine on TikTok. This was yesterday. This was the opening of Disneyland, basically to out-of-state guests and people that were fully vaccinated not to wear masks. So if you've ever been to Disneyland, it's basically a square block, right? And there's Harbor Boulevard on one side, there's the Disneyland Drive on the other, and then you have Anaheim Boulevard down to the south. So this line was all the way at I think the Toy Story Garage, which is on the west side of the resort, over closer to downtown Disney. It went all the way down Disneyland Drive, all the way down Anaheim Boulevard, all the way back up Harbor Boulevard. So basically, the line was bigger than opening day when Walt first opened the park 50, 60 plus years ago. Right. This is just unpent up. I mean, just demand I've never seen before. Not in my lifetime, not anybody else's lifetime that probably have seen this. Maybe Bob Gurr, that's about it, right? He's the only one left alive to see these kind of crowds. But this just goes to show you guys, Disneyland is just as popular as Disney World, and it truly is. This is all local people, right? This is not out-of-state guests. I mean, this is majority of Southern California residents. So it just goes to show you, Disney's got the crowds back. That's for sure.
But what's their capacity over at that park right now? I don't think it's much higher than
no. They are allowed to go to 100%. Now, whether they're at 100% is truly beyond that. We don't know the official number,
right, yeah.
But that doesn't look like 15, 25% to me. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's like 25,000 maybe.
Yeah, no lie. Because I mean, just to go 3-4 months ago, you couldn't have more than 10,000 people at the Disneyland Resort, and now here we are, full speed.
Right.
They've opened quicker than any other Disney resort around the world. I mean, Disney World,
and they're the ones that pushed it off the longest and were like, nah, you're not going to see this. And then all of a sudden it was, we're open,
Let's
go. It's like, wait, really?
Some of the neighboring resorts haven't even fully reopened yet, just because they can't get people back to work fast enough.
Right.
So I was lucky to get the resort that I did, which was right. 2 hotels down from where I stayed last time, right on Harbor Boulevard. So October is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right. Some more information coming out of Disney World is the pre-shows for a lot of the attractions are now starting to happen again. Case in point, Dinosaur over at Animal Kingdom, where you watch that 2-3 minute video that has the lady from the Cosby Show and that one weird guy that hijacks your time machine. And then
Felicia Rashad.
Is it her? It might be her. I don't know. It's one of the Cosby wives. So there was multiple. They changed it up.
Right.
Kind of like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right, with Aunt Vivian.
Yeah.
So also Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the pre-show experience, that's back. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Me and Nate got to see that last year, right before the shutdown.
That's such an integral part of that ride.
Yes.
If you've seen it, you understand, like, if the second time we went through, it was already it had already happened. I won't say much more than that, and then you just walk onto the ride. So, but watching that thing, and it really catches you off guard, and it's a fun intro. You don't ever think that that's what's going to happen, but
No,
element
definitely.
of
So
surprise.
they're loading both of those theaters full capacity. Of course, the social distancing is pretty much out the window once you get inside the attraction queues.
Yep.
We saw that already with the removal of the barriers, the
The
social
plastic
distancing
dividers are being
markers.
removed.
Yeah,
Social
everything,
social
right?
distancing marker. I think there are still some, or I saw a sign that says, please, you know, something
Maintain
about
social
this.
distancing. Yeah.
Maintain a safe distance or something.
Right.
Right.
The CDC guideline is 3 feet 1 meter, but let's be honest, they're cramming them as quick as they can, as much as they can.
Hey,
through the
look, it
queues.
was 6 feet, so that's double capacity right there. As soon as they change that wording, you know what I mean? To 3 feet,
Absolutely.
that's double capacity. So
Yep. And we still don't have, like we talked about, we still don't have fast pass back yet. So those standby lines are going through a lot quicker. Especially now that you have those pre-shows and stuff. You're loading.
I need
every
all the
vehicle.
news. I need all the news. I need to release all of it. All of
Well,
it.
I mean, you still got 72 hours. A lot can happen in 72
We got
hours.
the
We know
lightning
that.
dining plan coming out. Like, what? What's
Yeah,
that?
You get 2 table service credits and 5 extra fast passes. Whatever.
Right.
So, yeah. Ooh, that's something that we didn't talk about. We didn't think about, right? So,
Wow.
what if they did
Yeah.
a dining
Imagine that if
fast
they
pass?
came out with a dining fast pass, kind of a club level.
Yeah.
Just jack the price up and make it more convenient. Let's
Sure.
go.
Well, we know that Disney and
Just waiting
Chapek
for
have been
Mickey to
moving
call.
the-
Hold on, I'm waiting for Mickey to call.
Yeah.
Like,
Pay to
"You guys
play
have
is
an
here.
idea?"
That's Chapek said that a long time ago, that pay to play is coming, and that's his dream. So
Well, they also said virtual queues are going nowhere. Like they're
Right.
not leaving. They're going to be more prominent. And
I'm okay with that to an extent, right? But I don't want everything to be virtual queue,
okay, why not?
because let's just talk about that for a second. The whole point of attraction queues are to do what? To absorb capacity, right?
Sure.
Okay, so the more people that are waiting in line, there's less people walking around in the areas, causing congestion, stuff like that. But on the inverse, okay, if Disney has attractions with everything's virtual queue and nobody's, take it like Volcano Bay, nobody's waiting in line,
Right.
so to speak. Okay, there's more people out and about, in and about the lands, shopping, eating, stuff like that. So from a revenue perspective, yes, they're getting more revenue, but at the same time, it's increasing capacity throughout the park in those areas. So that's why Disney, I think, is keeping the Park Pass reservation system so that they can help manage, right, that flow, so that it's not elbows to elbows all the time, but they can still utilize the virtual queues on some of the big e-ticket attractions.
See, I
Space
think
Mountain, Seven Dwarfs, stuff like that,
I really
right?
think they're going to start doing more virtual queues and then implement that with the Genie app. So
Sure.
having the two is it'll balance things out, like you're saying.
Nah,
But
see, I,
increasing the virtual queues
See-
will help the Genie decide where people need to be going.
that's exactly what the Genie's going to do. It's going to place you. It's going to say, nope,
Right.
that's got a 2-hour wait, but this has got a 5-1. Genie making magic for you. That's exactly
Right.
what this is doing. Herding
Well,
the
sure.
cattle.
Well,
Herding
absolutely.
the
Disney is
cattle.
just going to be taking all that data they collected, right, and says, okay, this is where a lot of people go after this. This is where, and they're going to use that to apply it to the AI system of Genie, and it's going to, crowd management, what Disney's good at, right? Move people
Yeah.
where they need to go efficiently, quickly, and magically. So that's why I don't think it's going to be every attraction, but I do see it a lot of a popular.
Oh no, I don't
attractions
think they
doing
could
it.
do it. I don't think it would make sense to do it for every attraction. I
Right.
think that there are
Right.
It'll be
some
very
Country Bear
strategic.
Jamboree doesn't need it. The
exactly.
flight,
People mover,
magic
you know?
carpets of Aladdin.
Yeah,
but
Carousel Progress, right? Stuff like that.
right,
So you don't
things-
need it for
yeah.
that.
But I definitely could see it working for Space Mountain. The Thunder
What if
Mountain.
they did the virtual queue system? And this is just purely, thinking outside the box here.
What if you pay
being
50
virtual-
extra dollars and you get to go to the front of the line for all 4 of the mountains? That would be pretty cool. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, something like that. But the virtual queue system would replace what was known as Fast Pass, the free
Right.
alternative, right? Everybody has access to it. You can get so many virtual queues at once. One
Yep.
tier 1, 2 tier 2s, whatever. That would take over what Fast Pass was, and then Lightning Pass, or whatever they're calling it, for lack of a better term, becomes a new paid-for option, like Universal does with Express, and you have either a one-time thing or an unlimited. We talk about that tier
Okay.
system, right? Hey, Sean. So that's where I see it, and we saw just this past week with that update to the app and to the wait times, where the word standby was added.
right,
So,
it was added. Yeah. So
and we discussed that, right? There's no reason to add that unless something else is coming alongside of it.
I don't think
So-
that they're going to release 2 different kinds of line management. I think it's going
No,
to be Lightning,
no,
and I
it's
think
not-
it's going to incorporate into this Genie app. Yeah,
well,
I think
they really
Pat-
aren't releasing
it's
a second one, right? Because the virtual queue's already been in use. What I'm saying is you have Fast Pass, you have virtual queue, and you have Lightning Pass. Fast Pass has been gone since the parks reopened, so
Sure.
they're just going to quietly, retire it, and now you have virtual queues.
I don't
and
think
then
they've been quiet
the
about
paid
anything.
system.
They went out there with buckets of paint and painted over the words "Fast Pass" at Jungle Cruise. Like
No, yeah, you're right. Everywhere the word Fast Pass is gone,
all the
even
signs
from the
taken
park
out, yeah.
maps, everything, right? So there's very few iterations of that word or signage left anywhere on property, and anywhere in any type of printed material. So that's what I'm saying. I think
it's a good word.
it is.
Fast Pass.
It is.
I want to do it fast. I'm going
But
to
yet-
pass everyone fast right now. Fast Pass.
But what's faster than fast? Lightning, right?
Lightning.
So lightning's super fast. Because
Yeah.
I'm conflicted. I love Fast Pass, but I also like the lower wait time stuff. I mean, I agree. Fast Pass could never come back, and I would be happy with the way it is now because it really is a level playing field. It goes back to the days
you're
of
not
you
gonna
get to the park.
you're not gonna be happy when they let it go to 100,000 people, 100,000 again, and you're standing there and you just like lift your legs off the ground and you're just packed in with nowhere to go because every single line is enormous. That wouldn't make sense. You can't do that.
So I can remember when I was a child, back before the Fast Pass tickets, the paper tickets came about, and it was just standby. We never really waited. I mean, for some of the big stuff, we never, maybe 60 to 80 minutes, but on average, 45 minutes to an hour for some of the big e-ticket attractions,
Yep.
right? I mean, I'm okay with that. That's normal for any realistic, any theme park, any attraction park around the U.S.
Mark, Flight of
45 minutes
Passage
an hour.
is religiously 6 hours when the park is open at full capacity.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
Navi River is 3.5 hours. That's not you
But-
can't do
but-
that.
but then-
That's not
but
45
then-
minutes though.
That's when they had the two lines, though. I don't think it's gotten over 2.5 hours since they've reopened the park with just standby only. Maybe
Well,
a
they
park
haven't
opening.
they haven't had half the people in the park either though.
Sure.
See,
But-
I think the biggest thing is the fact that they had Fast Pass in the past. People know it. People remember it. People love it.
Sure.
And Universal has Express
Express.
Pass.
Express Pass. Yeah.
So
You have to do something.
Disney's got to do something.
So, but yeah, I think Disney's just like, hey, Universal's been charging for it for a long time, and people pay it, right? But then on the flip side, they also use that as their upsell into the higher properties. So at the same time, Disney can say, hey, we can do the same thing to put more people at Poly, to put more people at Contemporary that they're refurbing, Boardwalk, Beach Club, whatever, to upsell those deluxe resorts.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, you're Sean. You're right. Same for me. If you wanted to ride the ride, you had to wait in line, and that's what it was. But we're spoiled. We're in
an instant gratification.
Technology
right?
won't allow you to be like that anymore.
No,
That's
I want it now, and I don't want to wait.
Right.
That's basically
Right.
what we live in now.
I'm an annual pass holder. I got here for rope drop. My kid
I spent $10,000, right? Whatever.
Yeah, nobody said that when they came here before. Because first of all, Polynesian for a night was like $68. You know what I mean? Now it's 700. You know.
Yeah, exactly, Sean. Right? They use it as their upsell, right, to put more people in those bigger hotels and those.
Oh yeah, but
higher
go
prices.
and go now. Go. I want everyone to go and price that hotel difference.
Sure,
Price
absolutely.
the difference between Cabana Bay and Royal Pacific.
It's the best value though, as far as the Express Unlimited getting it for free. I mean, you really do save a lot. I mean, a family of 4, and we talked about $800 a day. You go 5 days. I mean, that's $3,000 just in Express passes.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can put you at just even a basic level club level room at Royal Pacific for 5-6 nights for that much, right? So
Yep.
and you
Actually
get
have
the
a
free
family-
Express.
I have a family that's going in November. It was cheaper for them to go on the higher end, having the Express Pass included,
Yep.
than it was to go with a moderate or value.
And
Because
add
they
the
wanted
Express
that,
Pass.
They
Yeah.
wanted that Express Pass.
Yep.
So it was better for them financially to go on the higher level. Now
And
they're
Royal
gonna have
Pacific's a beautiful resort, and you
Oh,
can
it's
walk.
great.
Being
It's
able to
it's
walk.
poly light. It's really what it is.
No, see, I would put it more like it's the boardwalk. I mean,
You think- you
yes,
compare it to the
theming
boardwalk?
wise,
Okay.
it's poly,
Yes.
but when you can walk to 2 parks, especially at Universal because there's 3 parks, and you can walk to 2 of them. That's a game changer. Being at Boardwalk, staying at Beach Club, staying at Yacht Club, being able to walk to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, that's half your vacation right there. Just
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Let-
Take it
Well, I
out
mean,
of the park.
while we're talking about Universal, let's just put this up real quick. So this was yesterday, June 15th.
That from Royal.
from Royal. So if you've ever stayed at Royal, this is the walkway leading to City Walk, right? So where you get into, past security. This was at 8:15 in the morning. I think rope drop or early park admission was 8 o'clock, and regular admission was 9. So this was at 8:15. The line. I mean, this is, I would say, what, about a half a mile, 3/4 mile from the front gate.
Oh
of
yeah,
Lions,
easy.
at least, because you got to go over that bridge. I mean, you got to go around under it, up over this little thing, and then over that.
And then to the
right?
left.
So
Yeah.
right, and then some. So
And then you have to go up past Margaritaville into
Right.
City Walk, and then
Right.
go either right to Universal Studios, which was another half mile,
Yeah.
or left into Islands of Adventure. Yeah.
So I had clients that are there now. They're at Disney, right? And they're going to Universal tomorrow. And she just hit me up. She said, "Hey, our shuttle picks us up at 7:30. We want to do early park
that's-
admission." And she's like, "It opens at 8. You think it's okay?" I'm like, "Nope. If you leave your resort at 7:30, you ain't getting into the park before 11, because you're gonna have to go through security, and then you're gonna have to walk in that line past security all the way through City Walk. That's either gonna go left or right to Islands or to Universal."
Right.
So, and no telling what the lines look like now, because I mean, summer's in full force. Orlando's open, right?
Sean, I like that though. I like it, but I don't think that they would follow Universal that hard.
Yeah.
And to do something that like they do, but I'm sure it would sell. And I think that they'd be able to work something like that in. They're not going to have any problem selling out Star Wars hotels. So
Oh, about to say, yeah, Star Wars, the cruise, that's going to be no brainer. Everybody's going to want that. It's going to be a high price item.
It's already going to be
limited.
3 to 4 years before you're like wait list. It's
But I'm
silly.
saying, like, each one of those excursions to Batuu, you're going to probably get a ride on, all of the major attractions in the land, right? That'll be included.
Yeah,
as
they're
part
not
of
going to
your-
make you wake up at 7 because you'll
Right, to
walk
get
out of
your
your room
boarding
and
group.
break a droid that's going by. There's a snap.
But that,
Four,
I am
four.
looking forward to that. That is something that's very, very much at the top of my list when Disney drops it. I mean, I'm going to do everything
Man,
I can. to get
the new restaurant coming out in Epcot, the new theme. What
Yes.
about the new walls that they put up in Epcot now? So it's not just those black walls with just the, that bar of writing.
Yep.
Now they put all the things back, all the pictures.
Yep.
So those are
so
all
there's
on the
activity
walls.
at Epcot,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot
A
of things
lot
happening.
going on. Yeah.
Space 220. Well, we know it was supposed to open. What was it? End of 2019, early
They
2020.
already have chefs cooking in there right now. So
Yes. So
Yep.
the word on the street, the little magic bird told me that we should see Space 220 open prior to the 50th. So we're talking a month to 2 months before. So end of summer. Is what I'm hearing rumbling wise, because they've already got their chef. They've already they started doing menu tasting, stuff like that. We know that Disney's had a huge hiring spree for food and beverage workers, for housekeeping.
they've been training at Ohana for the last few weeks.
Oh, speaking of which, Ohana, for those of you who complained and tweeted and Facebooked and everything else,
The noodles
are back. Yep, they're back. That was the big thing. It was all over TikTok and social
Yeah,
media
they
this
signed
week.
a
The
petition,
noodles.
and it took a day.
Yep. Disney's like, hey, we hear you. You can have your
Enough.
damn noodles.
Enough.
we'll put the 10 cents back in the bucket and you can get your noodles back, okay?
Hey.
So some people
May-
were literally, I mean, it's like a make or break for them, right? If there's no noodles, they're not going to Ohana. And that was kind of like, a lot of what Disney was hearing. It's like, hey, the noodles is what made it. That was authentic,
Sure.
whatever.
They're like, I don't care about the character experience. Where's the
Right.
noodles?
give me my noodles.
But also, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I have dinner at Ohana, I eat the noodles. So
Sure, right?
I didn't
they're popular for a
necessarily
reason.
vote, but
It's like a Dole Whip. It's a rite of passage, right? If you're going to Ohana, you have to have the noodles. So
as a Florida resident, just want to say everyone talks Universal and Disney, but SeaWorld's nighttime show is amazing and so worth it. Yeah, Sean
Sure.
had some pictures and videos up online the other night. It looked pretty intense what they do down there.
yeah, SeaWorld
The dance
Discovery
party
Cove
for the
is
kids
not
and stuff like that.
It's not
yeah.
something to sleep on, right? Yeah. So if you want to
Yeah.
have even just a,
No,
a
they
better
have their
time in
own
Orlando,
excursions. Like they have their own involved like itinerary. No, it's
absolutely.
that's definitely a destination vacation, and it's all inclusive. That
Yes.
day treatment you get, dolphins, and it's a good time.
Yep. So some more info. I know those of you who are looking to get your Boo Bash tickets, they went on sale to the general public yesterday. So if you're not staying at one of the select Disney resorts, aka a Disney-owned resort, and you didn't get those early tickets, they have released more tickets and more dates. So
they really
Halloween
opened that up.
dates, it's sold out through the initial booking, and then they released some more over the weekend.
Yep.
I think there are still dates left for Halloween as well as those dates around it. So
I
check
think
with
more
your...
Halloween dates. I think more Halloween are going to open up. I think more everything's going to open up. I think
Well,
by August there's going to be more hotel openings. I'm not
yes.
saying August 1st is going to happen. I'm just saying this is how I
Right.
feel with what we've seen over the last 3 weeks with news from everywhere and just how the world is opening back up.
Yep.
It's a matter of weeks before this all turns loose.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, they just announced today, or actually, I'm sorry, yesterday, Animal Kingdom Lodge opening August 26th and bookings available today.
Right. So they said yesterday, again, one of those quick moves from Disney. Starting
Just in the
tomorrow,
background.
you can start
Yeah.
staying at, or
Animal
start
Kingdom.
booking rooms at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So
My next guess is we see All Star Music open before end of summer because there's been a lot of housekeeping, and it's not just I'm talking about a lot. I mean a lot. And the only other resort value wise that has as many rooms as Art of Animation and Pop is All Star Music because of the family suites.
Right.
So and All Star Movies has been open and it's been booking to capacity. So they need another value and they need another moderate. So I think we're going to see All Star Music followed by either Riverside and or Porter.
I was going to say they should open them both at the same time. It's the
course,
same
right?
resort.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what's coming next because let's be honest, we see it happening more and more park capacity. They're going to be. I mean, October 1st, they plan to have everything open. That's their plan, I think.
Right.
Is to have let's go 100%. Let's sell out because they got 18 months, if not longer, of the 50th anniversary, and that's where things are really going to turn profit for Disney because let's face it, they've waited 50 years.
50 years. Right.
So they're going to do it big. I don't know if we still have the 50 things for the 50th, but it's going to be pretty damn close with all the new updates, the new shows, the overlays. I mean, everything, right? So I'm certainly looking forward to it. But back to your thing about Boo Bash, we still have that whole week around the 50th that they haven't added dates for. So obviously we know the 50th, October 1st, it's going to be something special at Epcot, at Magic Kingdom, with the opening of Remedy, the anniversary of Epcot, all that good stuff. But at the same time, I think they're going to pad those dates around it with more Boo Bash stuff.
Sure.
So I think that's what you're talking about.
Well,
as far as
geez, I
adding
mean,
more
they
dates.
only had them for sale for like 2 days, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Hey, we got some more dates." It just opened up. It's like, all right,
Right.
And then obviously 10 o'clock every single night. There's been more reservations opening.
Yeah.
July was just refreshed with park reservations, so that kind of like opened back up for a few minutes.
But remember,
right
this is an after hours event. This is not a typical Halloween event party where I think the average attendance for the Halloween parties is something like 20, 30,000, something like that.
Yeah, this is like 5.
This is like 5%. Yeah, 5% of the operating of capacity. So I mean, that's what typical after hours parties are like. It's meant to feel like you have the whole park to yourself. So I'm wondering if they're going to keep it that way or if they're going to push that limit and maybe go to 10 or 15,000. So
I think if they decide to bring characters back, there would be no reason for them not to.
True. I mean, we're gonna have those opportunities to see the characters and stuff, but you won't be able to, go up and hug them
Again, you can have 5,000 people walking around or 4,000 people walking around Magic Kingdom, no sweat.
Oh, absolutely.
You add characters, and there's gonna, everybody's just gonna be sitting at, that, and you're not gonna be moving that food, and you're gonna need more people to be moving around and doing that management we were talking about.
Sure, absolutely. So yeah, I think there's more tickets on the way for Boo Bash, and they're doing it in waves, and that's why they've kept it as it is.
And
right?
people are having no problem paying the price for it either. So
no, we've talked about that, right? Disney keeps, for lack of a better word, trying to price people out of the parks, and it's not working.
No, they're beating down the door.
Literally, we just showed you that video, right? The people are lined up around the block to get in. So, and they have no problem that the AP system's not back yet. They have no problem that tickets are twice as high as they were 5 years ago. Stuff like that. So, and that's the other thing. Annual pass. We've heard a little. It's been kind of dead about annual pass information. We saw those emails that went out last month talking about August, mid-August, stuff like that, kind of hinting at when we could see it. I don't know. We're getting closer to June. The end of June, early July. I think
things are moving faster, though. I think things are moving faster than they initially thought. Obviously, it shut everything down. It opened slowly. It's been going slowly, but it's ramped up to a super fast pace now that states are hitting vaccination things, and we're doing we're whatever's happening out there seems to be improving life.
Yeah.
So, or
Yeah,
life seems to
definitely.
be improving. So,
I would say that yesterday, today, whatever you want to call it, the 15th, 16th of June, we're halfway through the year, and this definitely is going to, I would say, mark the end, the beginning of the end of the pandemic as far as we know it for the parks and stuff like that. And I would say by
well, as far as restrictions and things like that
Yeah.
go, I would definitely.
things are getting back to normal a lot quicker than we anticipated. That's for sure.
I think than anybody could have anticipated, because every word, just like Disney, every time they change one word, everybody hops on it, and it's
Yep.
scripture, and this is it now, and this is the letter. So when
Yep.
Government and health officials and things like that say one word different, it's okay, 6 feet to 3 feet. All right, 3 feet, double capacity. Blah, 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 let's go,
Yeah.
let's go.
When it goes from required to recommended, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a bit one
It's
word,
game changer.
big difference, right? So
Both are worth a nickel.
Right.
But
it means two totally different things, right? So,
Yeah.
some other great news coming out of Disney. I know we've been talking a lot about Disney, but let's be honest, they've been dropping a lot of news this week. The Disneyland Resort is reopening July 2nd, so congrats to that for both guests in and out of state. Of course, fully vaccinated if you're out of state.
and Paradise and a tiki bar.
Yes, Paradise Pier Resort Hotel opened yesterday, and the Tangarosa Terrace Tiki Bar is also open as well. So that's good news because possibly we may see Trader Sam's open up later next month when the Poly reopens. So fingers crossed on that.
We'll see. Yeah. Yep.
Fingers crossed. I know Nate you'll probably make a special trip just to go back, won't you?
Already booked it. Thanks.
He's like, got it on the books. Got it.
Already did. August 4th to the 11th. I'll be there. Thanks.
Yep.
I already have reservations at Ohana. Like, I'm ready. Let's go.
And if you want to go to the Disneyland Resort, if you want to take a trip out there, they've got up to 25% on select rooms at the Disneyland Resort for most nights beginning July 5th through October 2nd. Booked now through September 16th. So contact one of us to take care of that for you.
Yeah.
Some more info about Universal. All of the resorts now are officially back open with the latest opening of the Aventura and Sapphire
Aventura
Falls.
did open. Okay, I did
Yes.
not hear that.
Yep.
Thank
So
you.
It
Yeah.
opened today, matter of fact. So
Gotcha.
I saw a post that officially, as of today, they are fully reopened as far as their resorts. So that's
Well,
great
Surfside
news.
opened like a couple days ago.
Right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's for lack of better words, it's been open the entire time, but they've kind of shut one side down, opened the other. Back
Well,
and forth
Dockside is
type
where
deal.
they've been funneling everybody. Yeah.
Right, right. So yeah, now all of the resorts are open. So that's great news. The Velocicoaster again can't be more than just excited to try this coaster out. The reviews have been amazing. We played this last week, but I'm just gonna go ahead and play it again because it's pretty cool.
It was unbelievable. Gotta ride the Velocicoaster. You have to do it.
It was crazy.
Fire.
Insane.
It's like everything.
Jurassic Park has been my favorite movie franchise of all time.
I love the movies.
Everything in the queue feels like you're in Jurassic World.
It's immersive. They have raptors in the queue line, which I thought was incredible. First time I walked in there, I was blown away.
They're like scary, like when they start shaking their cages.
It's gonna surprise you guys.
Yeah.
From the jump, you're moving fast. They pull you back, goes like a bullet.
My eyes were watering. The ride was so fast.
All the twists and turns are like really awesome, and I don't feel like I've experienced a roller coaster like that before.
When we're coming through the rocks, the Velociraptor kind of pops out at you.
Definitely feel like you're a raptor in the pack.
You think you're about to be finished engaging, and then it speeds up even more.
More speed, it keeps pushing.
All of a sudden you take off and you're at the top.
And then the drop. That drop.
You feel like you're floating up, you're coming down. That was crazy. I definitely like the roll at the end.
Roll at the end for sure.
Your butt comes out of that seat every time. It's perfect.
You feel really, really weightless, and it's really fun.
It's that perfect mixture of theming, intensity, but it's also really smooth.
Best experiences on a coaster that I've had ever. I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 10.
11, 13, 14, 15. Broke my scale.
Best roller coaster I've ever been on in my entire life.
The best roller coaster in the world right now.
I want to go back on.
Amazing, Universal. Thank you.
Sick. I know.
When
I know
that guy
Nate's not a
says that
coaster
you
guy.
you go faster. Like he's like,
Yes.
you think you're just done engaging, and then you go faster. So Sean's wife, who's been commenting, his wife Carrie has been on Velocicoaster. She actually got to do one of like the sneak preview when they first even thought about talking about soft open, whatever. Their AP, so she got to go, and she said it was pretty wild. It was a pretty wild experience. So.
It's pretty intense. Yeah, everybody that I've talked to who's ridden it said, yeah, it's definitely going to take you by surprise.
Right.
And like you said, that's just when you think it's over. Nope. hold your seats. Right. Faster. So I can't wait. That ride, of course, is open now. I know they've been doing on and off virtual queues for it, kind of like they do with Hagrid's, to help manage that queue because it's the most popular ride next to Hagrid's at the park. And speaking of Hagrid's, the single rider entrance is now available as of yesterday. So that's great news to help manage more people through the queue. And with the return of single rider at that attraction, that means that Universal's probably looking to bring it back to other select attractions as well. So definitely keep an eye out for that. So if you've got any trips planned to Universal in the next few weeks, let us know if you have seen any other single rider entrances open up. So exciting news there. And then we talked about, with that picture, early park admission, how we can't stress more than enough to get there as early as possible because it's getting busy. And if you're not staying on site and you're just there when, tickets only, like some of my clients are, it really does pay to be there for the early park admission because you're not guaranteed to get in.
Hot.
Yeah,
So
it's getting very hot.
You want to get there and get it done.
Sure, absolutely. And don't leave. Don't leave unless you plan on for sure not coming back in for the day because unless you're a hotel guest, you'll have to go get back in line to get into the park. And you know that they've been hitting capacity within 90 minutes to 2 hours of scheduled park opening.
Almost daily. Yeah.
Daily.
Crazy.
Yeah. So summer's here, guys. Everybody's in Florida. Newsflash, right? And there's a big
summer's
volleyball.
here and pandemic restrictions have lifted. So that's even that's the double whammy. Cool.
For those looking for some new eat options, just opening up yesterday in the City Walk is a new Asian fusion quick service, Bend the Bao. Bend the Bao, if you ever say that, offering just quick Asian fusion bites and small bao buns and stuff like that. So definitely something to check out next time you're at the City Walk. And then some Hawaii news. So I know we've got some people that are in Hawaii. Nate's got clients there now that are honeymooning. I've got clients that are going in just a few weeks, along with myself. But some really great news out of the Hawaiian Islands is as of yesterday, fully vaccinated residents of Hawaii are now allowed to skip quarantine and testing requirements with their proof of their Hawaiian vaccination card. The state is at 57% vaccination rate as of yesterday. Once it hits 60%, which is anticipated by the end of this week, early next week, all guests coming to the island from the mainland, meaning the U.S., will be able to show their proof of vaccination at the airport to skip quarantine and testing requirements. So that's great news there. And then once they get to 70%, all of the restrictions to go to the Hawaiian Islands will be lifted, and you won't have any proof of vaccination or anything like that to come visit, right? So it'll just basically be back to the way it was pre-COVID, and everything will go back to operating. So that's anticipated for mid to late July that they hit 70%, and the 60% again later on this month, hopefully later on this week. So that's great news there. And that's been kind of the big news this past week. Again, the 15th was the magic day that things started happening, all around the U.S., so to speak.
And now that the 15th is behind us, I see more things happening within the next week to 2 weeks. Again, I'm going to be down there in 48 hours, so I'll experience what's going on over at Universal, and then.
Now, you guys are you staying at Universal, or are you just staying Disney and driving over? What are you doing?
We're staying with Sean and his wife down at Universal for a couple of nights,
Sweet.
And then we're gonna go over to Disney on the 22nd till the 2nd. So.
Which resort are you guys checking out at Universal?
Wilderness Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge is at Universal. Great. I did not know that.
I didn't say I was staying at Universal.
Oh, you said you were staying with Sean and them at Universal.
Right.
Are they staying at a Universal resort, or they live there?
They live in Windermere.
Gotcha. See, that's what I didn't understand. I was trying to get at. So yeah, when you said you're staying with them, I thought they were staying at a resort and you were sharing a room or something.
No.
So,
no.
Gotcha.
They have offered up their hospitality. So
sweet, nice of them. Mahalo to them. Sweet. Absolutely. And then you said Wilderness Lodge. So you're gonna check out. Are you in one of the new remodeled rooms? Do you know?
I'm in Boulder.
Oh, you're in Boulder because you're in the Villa side. Okay.
Yep.
DVC. Yeah.
So
I've got a client going next month. She's staying in the new remodel rooms, so I'm
Okay.
anxious to see what those look like.
Nice.
Those are now complete, as far as I know, for all of the standard rooms inside the main Wilderness Lodge building. So,
well,
that's
Poly has begun their remodels of villas. So
yes, so yeah, all the new rooms are finished. They're working now on the club level rooms and the club level lounge concierge area, and then yeah, some of the villas are also on their way up, so to speak. Yeah, so exciting news, and I don't know if you saw the latest pictures of the porte cochere and the monorail station, but we've got framework, so we're moving pretty quick.
They lifted it, so
yeah,
I think they lifted it. It's in the air, so yeah, man,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Exciting. Any of you guys heard any rumblings of the Epcot line, or are we opening back up soon for the monorail? Anybody heard anything?
They've removed all the social distancing signs. They've removed all the markers, so they're definitely getting ready for it.
Right. Let's see. I mean, the perfect time to do it would be July 4th, right? When people are going to want to go from Epcot to Magic Kingdom and vice versa to catch the nighttime shows. So it definitely moves a lot of people. That's for sure. Definitely moves a lot of people.
Yep.
So and I guess on the topic, is that your little one talking to you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you say, Finn?
That guy went up.
Yeah.
And the white team hit it, and then went up, and then hit someone's head.
It hit someone's head?
Yeah, and then went back in the field.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh wow.
It was so funny. All right. Well, on that note.
And that was an update from Finn, everybody. Good job. So I mean, on the topic of yeah, you won't be here next week. We may or may not have a show. We'll see if you can do an on location one, but I know we wanted to tease a little bit about talking about moving people. You and Pat had the opportunity to learn some new and exciting things coming from MVP. So anything you want to share?
Go ahead, Pat.
Well, basically, MVP has started a new branch, and they're going to be doing people movers. They're going to be providing luxury transportation from several different locations. They're going to start off with MCO, the Orlando Airport, going to Disney, going to Universal, transportation from Universal and Disney. What was the second?
Port Canaveral.
So also you're cruising, right? So to and from the Port Canaveral, back and forth from your resort to the parks, right? If you need to make a stop at the grocery store, can they do that on the way from the airport?
You can schedule a 15-minute stop to pick up something that's been pre-ordered.
Okay.
So it may not be a
shopping spree.
Right.
Hey, but if you look at some of the other ones, they only give you 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Right. I mean,
So-
put it this way, Uber and Lyft usually don't even wait, right? You know, I mean, let's be honest. I'm an Uber and Lyft driver sometimes on the side, and if they say, "Oh, I'll be out in a couple minutes," if you're not out in 90 seconds, I'm gone. Sorry, I'll leave your stuff on the curb just to be nice. So,
Nice.
but so yeah, that's nice. And then not only is it luxury, but you guys are we're going to be doing private service, so you're not sharing a ride with anybody, right? It's not ride share. It's not a bus.
Personalized too. It's not just,
personable.
You know, look for a black truck. You know that people are meeting you in the hotel. Make sure that you know them. They're texted. There's a lot of things they're going to be doing. Let's wait and let them roll it out the way that they want to. But
exactly.
From what we saw, initial pricing, there was no chart or anything, but it was very comparable, if not better value than some of the other places that you would rent.
Exactly.
Yeah, or the private car services, right?
From private transportation.
And the great thing about
it's going to be better than like Uber or something like standard,
right?
You know,
right?
Especially from the airport.
What I thought was really interesting is the exclusivity part, right? So this is only offered to guests of MVP. So just because you're staying at Walt Disney World or Universal, you can't call up and say, "Hey, can you pick me up?" Yeah, did you book your trip with a travel agent from MVP? No, sorry, can't help you. So you want to go in that 15-passenger van that has all the cool flat screen TVs and everything? You got to book with MVP to be able to do it. So
exactly.
There you are, Nate. You're back. You muted for a second. Did you jiggle a wire? Maybe he can't hear us.
I don't know.
So while he's playing with his audio settings,
I don't know what to tell you. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, I can't hear you, but it says like I tested my audio and I could hear the do 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 do. So I don't know where you guys are, but
Well,
All right.
Nate's
Well, it was
having-
good seeing you. Can't hear what you're saying back. Don't care. I'll text with you guys soon. I'm gonna wrap it up and break the studio down so I can get out of here.
Yep.
See you guys.
We'll see everybody next time. Thanks
Sounds
again
good.
for watching. Have a great and happy magical day and a great weekend, and we'll see you all real soon. Take care.